welcome to the next clip. Is how we got married. It was very interesting. We couldn't afford anything. So as I was bragging, telling her that day that how does August sound in your spirit? You know, if you watch the last clip, I talked about proposal. I said, how does August sound in your spirit and all that. So she wasn't even eager for August. She felt, let's give it time.
Yes,
I like,
year.
look,
I wanted one
if
more
you know
year.
how long I used to wait for fine wife. So I now find the wife. You know, such a wait. I can't wait too. So I sharp persuaded her. She said, okay, let's do the August. So now I went to meet her parents. Her parents said, they just did a wedding last year, or that they don't have
2 years subsequently. So my eldest sister the year before the prior. So
they need 1 more year so that they'll be ready, that they can't get to any wedding again this year. They've spent all their money. I said, if it's got money, don't worry, we'll be fine. You know, and you see me talking as if I even had money. I had nothing, but I knew I was going to, you know, it's always by faith. And that's what I need young people to realize, it's always by faith. So we'll just fix that date, you know, and, you know, they agreed for August for traditional, September 3rd for the white wedding, and that's how we started. Before I even get to that gist, before this time I had met your dad. So I used to come visit her, you know, in the house. And the parents didn't know fully that her relationship with that guy had ended at the time. They didn't know, you know, the parents. And this was some years back, okay? I mean, some months back before the proposal and all that. So the dad now saw me, you know, he hadn't seen me in the house. So he just sent for me one day upstairs. So I came upstairs and he said, young man, you know, what do I do in my house? What's your intention? What do you want? You know, and I had split second to decide. Either I tell him that I came to borrow textbook. That no, me no, textbook where I reading homework or something like that.
Oh my God.
Or biology. You know, so, but I just felt, since I knew my intentions, if I say textbook now, I'll have to come back.
At what age do you want to say textbook?
I'll have to come back a few months after to come and change my mouth. I say, since he's asking, let me just say declare. So I just told him, I'm interested in marrying your daughter and everything. He said it's impossible. He said, is it God forbid he said or something?
He said it's impossible.
He said it's impossible. He said it's impossible, that it can never happen. He looked at me today and said it's totally impossible. That can never happen, that he didn't train her to this level to come and be teaching Sunday school in a church. You know, I told me off, I should forget it. I should go and do something else in my life, that not this one. You know, he still assumed that she was in a relationship with the doctor and all that. So, but today is my main man. God gave me favor. The siblings liked me. Then those siblings, especially the elder sister, now spoke to.
Yeah, my eldest sister came visiting with her daughter. She just had a baby, and so she was. That's how you warmed your way in, because my mom was adamant that it's not happening. It's not happening. So my sister came, and then she was just sitting there when you walked in. So she came to meet me downstairs and said, that what's going on? She's hearing all these things. Now, where's the guy now? I said, he's coming to see me today. She said, when he comes, make him come upstairs. So she saw you and said, fine boy, let's make him come upstairs, Joe. So she came upstairs, and then she was holding Kosi, my niece, the only grandchild in the family at that time. So immediately Pastor K came up. Kosi just reached out for him. Hey! I said, say his heart is good though. If my
I've told you thought I was joking. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Say, his heart is good though. If Kosi follows him, like it's Kosi that does not allow anybody carry her. Yeah. So Pastor K just carried her and sat down. My mother now said, it's fine, no. What family are you from? Say, I came from a good family.
Royal family.
Okay.
Royal, twice royal.
Say, okay. And then that's how they started talking. And my sister was like, you better, what's wrong with you? See, this person wants you want your children in the house? My sister just kind of just spoke to her and all that. And
so the mom now gelled them. Both of them now put pressure on the dad
my dad
too now gelled. Yeah. But interestingly, one of the things we didn't say about the proposal part and about how you knew it was one part. Initially, you know, I was everything you didn't want. You didn't want Igbo, you didn't want pastor.
I said it.
Me too, I had all those pictures that guys do have of how a girl should look, you know, but your character and how smart you are and everything. So, but let me continue.
This is interesting. We need to dig in. Please, what are the things you wanted me to look like that I did not look like?
The guy wants supermodel now. You know how it is, tall.
You want me to be taller than this? If I'm taller than this, how will you put your hand on my shoulder?
I like you like this. Forget that boy that was thinking that.
Do you want to look up to me?
Well, these are the things that give people a problem, you know. Just like we can say it casually, but it stops many people. You having those inhibitions in your mind could have stopped you. And me having those pictures, because that's what happens in love single. We have an image. You don't know, those images were programmed by TVs and friends and things they've been seeing. They're not the real picture of marriage. Those guys are models. They're not. That's not the real. And some of those people that look like that, they might not also gel with you in internal qualities.
Yeah,
you know. So,
definitely.
So basically, your dad now started gelling. So we now finally agreed that she should come and marry. they now, somewhere along the line, you are meeting my mom's story too. Because both sides, it wasn't funny at the beginning. They now gave me list. My brother, list. Fear list. Any list from the eastern region of of my country. Fear it. They gave me the list. It was 3 full captions.
Pastor, okay, it was not. It was not. He's always exaggerating. It was not.
It was more than one full caption.
It was one full caption.
No. It was more than one full caption. I'm serious. When I looked at the list, I went through different phases of emotions. Pastor, I'm telling you. Me that was happy and joyful that I come married, when they give me the list.
But am I not
I
worth
went through
it?
Different, no, over what itself. I see they put extra on them till now. You know, I went to, because I was a broke boy, remember? I went to different phases of emotions. You know, one part of my face wanted to laugh, on that part wanted to cry. Have you ever been in that situation where something shock you? People don't know that you laugh or they cry. Don't know that they laugh or they cry. Because I was, the list, I was seeing things, I don't see that kind of money. Inside the list, you must bring a full cow. Not parts, so not cow parts. The living, it must be alive. Living and where you drag it into the place. I mean, when I saw the things, I said, this thing can't work. So I had to go and meet my wife. I showed everything. So she now went to...
So it was with my mom. And then I said to her that imagine, because my immediate elder brother is about his age. So I said, imagine him, just starting life, how much is his salary? And then they give him this kind of list. How he's going to marry? Are we not going to eat after and all that? Mom said, no, that's how it's done. No. I said, then, so what do we do now? I should come and stay here for you till you can afford it. She just looked at me. It's your man. And then she then went to sort it out. So I don't know what they did, you know, what they cut off and all that. But
and that's an important thing. Girls need to learn that. So sometimes when they bring this exorbitant list for your husband or husband to be, except it's the guy that can afford it and is happy to do so.
Oh, by all means.
Please enjoy. But if
like really, if they give him that list now I will tell them to double
even
it.
now, I go just write list for myself, go pay. If they don't give me, I go give myself list. Just go and just say, just to annoy the devil of how he threatened me those days. In fact, I go write list. I go write list now for myself. 2 cows go inside. So, So ladies, learn how to go and fight like that and make sure they bring things down. Let it be reasonable. Because very good. Don't just say, oh, it's your husband's concern. Don't do like that. It's not the right thing. So they brought down the list, even though it was still big for me at the time. It was still large for where at my size. But they made it very reasonable. So we took it from there. It was total, everything was by faith. Everything was by faith. I didn't have all the things the time we were going for traditional wedding. Some of the things that were clothes we're supposed to put in a bag and give her. She put some of her old.
No, I bought.
She bought clothes.
Actually, bought.
Okay.
So what happened was the things. So where I come from, they don't just put boxes. They open the boxes and they say one wrapper. Everybody shouts, "Woo! One shoe, woo! One chain, gold chain." So I knew that my mom had told me they will open the boxes. So you have to make sure everything is new. So I had to buy things. So what I did was I bought things that I knew I would use. So I had to negotiate. So they said they would put whether 6 George or something. I told my mother, nobody's tying George, so let's do lace and damask or whatever it is that can. Yeah. So I bought things. So I handled the box. You handled.
So we did it together.
We worked together.
Say, oh, you go and sort out, then man go and sort out everything. That's not realistic. If you know what he earns, you know what he can afford. Help, do it together. So she really made a lot of things easy. But even towards the days of the traditional wedding, we didn't have the car, we didn't have drinks, some other things like that. And we're already on our way. I mean, on the way from Lagos to Delta State, I was seeing all those headsmen, with their cows. I began to admire cows. I said, see cow with them, and these people, they carry like it. And I kept thinking of an idea that just bring a truck, just smuggle one of the cow, throw inside the truck and speed off. I was thinking of all kinds of things.
Can you speed off in a truck too?
Yes, sir. Or I tell young men now, go and buy puppy. That small cow. Calf. Okay, go calf puppy. Buy it. Start feeding it in your backyard now. If you know you're planning to get married soon, you need that cow in the future.
Oh my God.
But we got there and by faith, one day, right before they would request me to come and bring something, somebody would come and send me money. Yeah. Somebody would just. It was
just God showing
miracles. It was by faith. We traveled to the traditional wedding without having the things, and they kept coming up before the D-Day, and God just saw us through. The wedding itself also was interesting. Give some part of that gist.
The wedding.
First thing we did when we announced it in church, we said there's good news and there's bad news.
No, that's the side you should have given. You're the one that has that.
There's good news and there's bad news. Good news, Pastor K is getting married. Hey, bad news, you can't attend the reception. Because there's no way I could have fed the whole church. I couldn't afford it, you know. And I told my account people, 1 dime of church money must not be in my wedding, because not church getting married. So there's no way personally I could afford feeding all those people. We're doing like 3 services then and all that, you know. So things were ready. I said, there's no way I could. And I had a lot of people that were also, you know, friends and all that. So I said, no, you guys can attend the church service, but you can't attend the wedding. And some people were upset, but that's when I started saying that people that matter don't mind, and people that mind don't matter. Because the real people that when people understood that I couldn't accommodate everybody, they even still helped the way they could. But people that just wanted to cause trouble were upset. But that's their own issue. So go ahead now.
Okay, so no, from my own side, how we got married. First of all, meeting his mom. When I met his mom, I wasn't ready for it. In fact, I didn't see him come. I didn't even know she was around. I came to see him. That day he just called me. Are you coming? I said, oh yeah, I have some time. I'll come to the house that day. So I got to the house and he was sitting at the dining with his mom. So I walked in and his mom now said, oh, is this her? I say her that did what? Because funny enough, Pascal had not formally proposed at the time.
Yes, at this particular story.
Yeah, he hadn't formally proposed at the time. So I was like, her that did what? So I just greeted her. She said, oh, Isioma, how are you? She didn't call me Mildred. That was one thing I noticed. She said, where are your parents from? Who are you? She started to ask me a lot of questions. I was like, what's going on? So she greeted me and then went upstairs. So we sat down. Basque was watching a movie. And then it was getting a bit late. It was about 7 p.m. So I said to him that let me be going. He now said, no, that the movie is in the sweetest place. That let's finish the movie, then he would take me home. That was the plan. So I said, okay, I'll wait. So it was about almost to 8 by that time when the movie was about rounding up. And then his mom just came down and said, hey, my dear, is your mother not at home? So I knew that I've watched like
millennials and co. That is not.
Is your mother not at home? Is not a greeting. It is you should be in your house by now. Yes. What reasonable girl that has a mother at home will still be here at this time? And interestingly, my mother was not at home. My mother was in Kaduna. She was doing Omugo, my sister. Because if she was, so this was end of the year. So Pascal had not proposed. So if she was at home, I wouldn't even be there by that time, truly. But you know, it was just that I was waiting for him to finish the movie and he promised to take me home. So I was going by transport. So everything was just, so to 8, a few minutes to 8. She came down. I felt like, I saw his face change and I kept saying, let's go. He was sitting down there like stone. I said, let's go. I was so uncomfortable. I carried my bag. I stood up. He said, sit down, wait for me. I said, I just stood by the door. So he just put off the thing and then we went. So we didn't say anything on the ride. When we got home, he was so mad. When he got to my house, I was about to drop me. He was so mad. When he gets home today. I mean, I was just begging him. I said, no, don't say anything. No, I'm already entering on rough ground. If this is what, because for you to say, for me to enter and she says, oh, is this the one? I knew that meant Pascal was now tending towards looking at marriage with me. So I knew that, don't let's enter badly. We're already in trouble. Don't let's enter with her thinking that I'm sending you to fight her. But things, funny enough, still didn't change. We still went on. But today we're very good though. We're very, very good though. She's always calling me. I'm the one that doesn't even call her.
When I got home, I sparked for her. Like, no, if you have any issues with my guests, talk to me. Don't talk to, don't talk like that to my guests. And many people don't understand that you must always protect your spouse. You must never allow them have to interface with your in-laws, especially when it comes to things that are tense or issues like that. You talk to your own folks. Let her talk to her own folks. All right. Always protect your partner. You know, people don't understand. The Bible says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. So your wife becomes your primary constituency, your primary assignment. You know, you must protect her first. That's the person you're in a covenant with.
Yeah, so he actually really did defend me and stand for me throughout that season. Then when the white wedding came, we couldn't afford a lot of things. I still remember. And even though we couldn't afford things, Pascal was still frivolous. I don't even get it.
Frivolous, okay.
Yes. We went to book hall. We were still believing God for her. When we got there, you bought 2 dogs. You were pricing, you didn't buy. You were pricing 2 pit bulls.
Yes. It was on the wedding. Was it on the wedding day I bought it? Or?
Yes, I bought it for a wedding day. That's his wedding present.
I bought 2 dogs, 2 pit bulls. Same day.
It was crazy.
Because if I buy one, they'll be lonely.
That was the justification. That's what he told me.
I used to say that time.
So we didn't have the money. Then I remember that my mom was my mom has a particular way she wanted things. So she was like, she has not seen the program. They have been very big. The first one was 1,000 people. The second one was 2,000 people. They were giving, I remember then MTN SIM card was like 18,000. They were giving it out as souvenir. Like, it was crazy. We had 4 caterers. The wedding before my elder sister's wedding, we had 4 caterers, 2 small chops people and 1 assumed person outside. So I'm crazy, do you understand? Crazy money. They had 2 high tables. It was crazy. So coming from all of that, and they had planned that the 1,001 was in Unilag. The second one was 2,000. So they opened it up. So they were planning my own with the 5,001. When I came with 350.
I'm telling you, we cut it. And 350 that time was a very small wedding.
My father was still photocopying invitation card. He didn't concern anymore. We photocopied the invitation card. So a lot of things were not what she wanted. She wanted program. We couldn't afford to do program.
Yes, we didn't print program.
She wanted, so she was asking me, she has still not seen my engagement ring. They won't remove that big rock from your hand and they won't put the engagement ring. I said, Mommy, don't worry. It's not engagement ring. Don't worry. I just kept saying, don't worry. Then she was now like, she hasn't seen my wedding dress. And my wedding dress was simple. I wanted something very simple. And I knew I wanted to wear ivory because I felt it would look nice on my skin. And I knew my mom would want it to be pure white, Catholic church. And so that day, so I told her that my wedding dress was mint green. So she was, first of all, that one was just throwing her everywhere. She called my younger sister, Diche. That one came from school. Diche came back and was like, I assume, why will you wear mint green now? Please, now. Oh yeah, last, at least wear ivory. So after she had begged me for 2 days, and I said, okay, I will wear ivory. My dress is actually ivory, but don't tell them that. I wanted them to settle for ivory because if I start from mint green, they will agree to ivory. So she then said, okay. So she traveled back to school and all that. So that morning, a lot of things, God just showed us favor. Somebody offered to do my makeup for free. I was her first customer, Alexia Hosfall. Then my cousin came, did my hair. Before that, she came, did spa treatment for me. I mean, it was just, God just showed up for us. Even then the rings.
The rings, we couldn't buy rings.
So on Thursday before the wedding, I remember, no, it was on Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
I think it was Friday.
I can't remember.
No, it was on Thursday. It was on Thursday because I braided my hair in the morning. Yes, so it was on Thursday. Thursday before the wedding, my brother called me and said, I know to hold right now, but see what's in my hand, and gave me 18K. And I remember that I called Pastor K and I was like, we still haven't bought wedding rings. And it was like, wedding ring that you're on your own, wed with Bible.
Yes, now. We are people of God now.
He said, we wed with Bible. Who has money? Who has money for ring? I'm still looking for money to pay for drinks and some other things. That, he's not doing any of that. If I'm not marrying with that ring, then I'm on my own. I think it was really stressed and all that. So I said to him, okay, just come. Momsy even wanted to see you, so come. That was the day you came with your mom. So you now sent, so she went home from there, then both of us went to look for the ring. So we got to one place and then we saw the rings for 15,500 or something. Yes, your rings. We've had the same rings for today. Yes, so pure gold though. I don't even understand, yes. Because when we went to Dubai the last time, they were begging me to sell this ring because it was so, when they weighed it, the guy said the quality, everything. I said, it's God, just about Italian gold. Rings. So somehow that's how we're able to pay for the ring, 15,500, and we now had small change.
I'm telling you,
from the 18,000.
It was last day to wedding, went to buy the ring. We couldn't afford anything. It was serious. And we still want to sell the ring now. If you're interested, send us.
Sell which ring?
If you're interested,
this ring is going to David.
Your marriage will last. If you buy this ring, your marriage will last.
We're not selling our rings ever. So so I guess after that we're now able to, God just showed us favor, wisdom. In fact, even getting married, my parents were insistent that we would get married in Catholic church, and that meant that Pastor K would have to go do catechism classes, go and be baptized as a Catholic, do confirmation, a lot of drama. And my eldest brother was insisting, not my brothers, the one before, now I'm not even interested. It was like his own is, he wanted to see his nieces and nephews so that he doesn't have business with us. When we have children, then he gets involved in our marriage. But my eldest brother was insistent that he would do everything he's supposed to do. Why wouldn't he? I don't want to hear that one say be pastor. He would do everything he's supposed to do. You marry, you Catholic church. And so my mom traveled, like I said. She went for my sister's. My dad called me one day. The oddest things. And God can work in mysterious ways. And that's why I'm saying this, because you'll be shocked at what God will use. And so we're really confused about that part too, that we can't get married. Pastor K can't get married in Catholic church. They pastor. So it's not even happening. And my dad just called me and said, hey, your mom says you don't want to get married in Catholic church. What is the problem? I said, no problem, sir. He now said, are you a Catholic? I said, no. He said, so if you're not a Catholic, why would you get married in Catholic church? Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. I said, I don't understand your mother. I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I said, God is working. Next thing he says to me is, but I have an idea. You know, because my parents used to attend Unilag Chapel. That's where the Catholic church was. But that church was actually owned by the Protestants. So one of my uncles a relative, used to pastor there. So he said, oh, I can talk to him, I can talk to Pastor Azuka, so people can use the place. But when you put the address, it's the same address, Catholic or this is the same address that is put there, so it doesn't matter, people won't know which one it is. So a lot of people came thinking I was getting married in Catholic church. But when they got there, they found out that it was actually the pastor, it was the Protestant side that wed me. So everything just somehow, God just did it. And if my mom was around, I don't think that my dad would have agreed to that. Was isolated and he just thought it through that. It doesn't make sense if you're not Catholic to get married in Catholic church. I don't know how, but God just worked it out for us. Even on the day of the wedding, my mom was still particular about little things. Where is your bouquet? I didn't have money for bouquet. My sister gave me 8,000 naira to go and make fresh flowers. I was like, 8,000 naira for fresh flowers? We're looking for money.
Yeah, so we didn't have anything.
So I said, let me buy things that will last. So I used it to go and buy all the lingerie that I used in the first year of the marriage. I bought all the sexy lingerie and all the other wear. So, yes, I needed to be ungodly. Christ. Yes, I needed to be ungodly because you are supposed to be away from everything for 1 year, taking care of your wife. I wanted to make sure I was taken care of. So I remember that morning, my mom was really, where is your flower? You are not holding bouquet. She was just shouting. My dad just said, are we going to mother in this car? I said, no, that is just the bride's father. And he said, get into the car. So I sat in the car. He now said, what's that you are holding? I said, fan. He now said, but this makes sense. You can't fan yourself with a bouquet. And Nigeria is hot. I said, yes, Daddy. He said, this is more reasonable. This is more reasonable. He just kept nodding his head. This is more reasonable. This is more reasonable. We got to the church. And we got to the church and found out that we got there before Pastor K.
I'm telling you.
My father was so upset.
I'm telling you.
Obichuku late comer.
Yes. I have to blame somebody for this.
It's actually Obichuku that made you come late. The person
sure?
that drove me.
I don't think it's only him. One of us.
It's all of you, Sha.
I'm telling you.
My father just said, oh my God, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Back away from the front of the entrance. Back away. I was just stood there when Pastor K came and then we got into the church.
I'm telling you. Nah, don't come late again because she's my life and she's just make sure I'm on time.
Then, who comes late to his own wedding?
So I'm going. So that's it. But the wedding night was interesting. I had a gift for her. Okay. I gave her a wedding gift.
I was scared now. We're going to talk about wedding night.
So, what was that gift again?
It was a wristwatch, a red, beautiful Keneko.
And you said, yeah, Keneko.
I loved it.
Red watch, very fine. So, we went somewhere during the dating years and you liked that watch.
And I loved the wristwatch, but I couldn't afford it. So, when they were going, I told the person to pack it. I'll come back. So I came back to the store later and I couldn't even buy it. I just deposited. I said, look, don't sell this watch. So I deposited and started paying small. Till but then you're still learning how to be
romantic. I'm representing the guys of Africa. We're romantic. So, so I bought that watch. So the wedding night, that was the first gift she opened. Before you open another person's gift, she opened my own gift to her on her wedding night. You know, and
it was so sweet, though.
It was so sweet. Then she was very shy, She went to hide in the bathroom. She didn't want to come out. Can you imagine? All these people that say they are too tired of wedding day. I don't know what on earth people are talking about.
I will break down this door.
I'm tired for what we are here for. You say you are tired. Are you okay? She was shy. She was going to the restroom. She was hiding. I said, come out, this woman. He said, I should bath. Leave you bath. Come out already.
We are not going to talk about that. No wedding night discussion here. No.
Okay. We'll see you in the next video. Another part I hated about wedding was dancing. Hey, I hated that dance. And you dance and the money wasn't much. I would do on that wedding. I would spray me this one. I hated the dance.
Abaske was really dancing that day. I was like, better take it easy. My mother was eyeing me. You dance anyhow there. Did you not know you get married before?
I'll tell you.
Dance anyhow.
Some people dance. You know, say that their life done.
Small. JJ. My friends will say, you are not dancing. I say, my mother.